This is a YouTube video about cheaters in TF2, and if anyone is qualified to talk about cheaters, it's me, considering you're literally watching a video of a cheat that I made for Plants vs. Zombies. Anyways, this is how you spot a sus in TF2. These are the types of cheaters you will meet. Cheaters come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Some are obvious to spot, like spin bots, but some are deviously hard to notice. You have your script kiddies who just installed the Mailbox and are still figuring out how to use it. Sometimes they'll get a cheap silent aimbot headshot on you, but most of the time they're so woefully underexperienced at the game that they'll end up being at the bottom of the scoreboard the whole time. And the enemy team is likely not even going to bother to kick them because they have so little impact on the game, it's not even worth it. They tend to draw very little attention to themselves anyways. You have the complete opposite side of the spectrum, the blatant cheaters who are only there to get a reaction out of you. I mean, I guess all cheaters are trying to get a reaction out of you, but the blatant ones, it's like sweet nectar to them. These degenerates typically have absurdly high-level Steam accounts, like over 100, and all of their friends will have Steam accounts that are over level 100. They also tend to have expensive backpacks with unusuals, Australians, fully painted lime cosmetic loadouts, and I'm assuming this comes from a sense of invincibility that they get from knowing that Valve is never going to give them the backband that they deserve. Sense of invincibility isn't completely unfounded. Valve hasn't proven that they're going to do anything about cheaters, but anyways, these freaks for some reason are disproportionately more likely to be like bronies, furries, or just neurodivergent in some kind of way. Having a medi gun named Femboy, I'm not going to go any further. I can't explain why, but that's just the way it is. They'll queue in with their cheater friends, whom they very likely are matching names and cosmetics with. Funnily enough, whenever they're accused of cheating, they will roleplay in chat. They'll never deny the accusations. Sometimes I can't tell if it's bait. I really can't. Get this. There is an underground cabal of these types of cheaters. They have their own Discord servers. They make targeted attacks, but that's an investigation that deserves a video on its own. Moving on, then you have the malicious snakes of the cheater world, the real scary sociopath ones, the closet cheaters, the deniers. Like the blatant cheater, these guys are likely to queue in with a friend, but with closet cheaters, the friend usually is only about a 50% chance of also being a cheater. I mean, sometimes they'll queue in with a friend who plays legit just so they have an alibi to avoid getting kicked. When accused of cheating, they will become very combative, and they'll try to kick anyone who accuses them. And I don't know about you guys, but legit players who are genuinely just skilled at the game don't get red in the face and shoot steam out of their ears whenever they get called a cheater. Closet cheaters will use every manipulation tactic and gaslighting tactic in the book to silence anyone who calls them out. If the accused player gets auto-balanced and then immediately tries to vote kick the accuser, usually while sounding smug and hurling insults in the voice chat, then that's your number one sign that you've got a closet cheater. In my experience, they tend to either have modest profiles, if not just outright private profiles, with sometimes modest, sometimes edgy cosmetics, usually on Sniper and Spy. And these guys usually tend to avoid silent aimbot, since the jittery aim would just be a dead giveaway to anyone who knows how to look for that. They'll tend to use ESP, backtrack, fake lag, radar, and trigger bot instead. Without the ability to spectate on demand, because in casual you can't just switch to spectator, it's safer for them to use these cheats that are typically really easy to spot if you're spectating them, but can't spectate, so you just get away with it. It's pretty much impossible to try to convince the enemy team to kick a closet cheater. So if you really truly suspect someone of being a closet, just save your dignity, save your breath, just re-queue. It's never worth it to argue with the whole server to try to get one person kicked. Why bother? Just say nothing and find a new game. I hope to God Valve does something in the 2023 summer update, because at this point, it's make or break. Counter-Strike 2 is around the corner, and Neon Prime could potentially put TF2 in the grave if this update doesn't bring the game up to modern Valve standards. All these big releases around the same time do give me hope that Valve will give TF2 the same amount of love and respect they give to CS2 and Neon Prime, but I'm also highly skeptical given their track record of complete garbage updates. Smithmas 2021. on. So as a certain blue puppet says, I am cautiously optimistic.